Coach Carolyn Condit after the Red Hawks 2-1 week last week with a win against Toledo on Tuesday and then splitting with Ohio over the weekend. And then another 3-match week this week at Ball State on Tuesday and then home with Eastern Michigan on Friday and Saturday. Coach, we'll let you make some comments about last weekend's matches and then we'll hop into some questions about this week.
Sure. Well, with every weekend and every match we play, we keep learning, and we're still working hard to find more consistency in the early part of matches, and sometimes we do, and sometimes it's just a struggle. But we fought hard both nights, and we ended up coming out on the positive end on Saturday. So I was pleased with how we struggle. You don't want to struggle, but we're struggling through things, and to come back after a two set deficit. And how they did that was impressive. So I feel like we're on the upswing here and have most of our players pretty healthy. So I'm very excited about what's coming this week. And, we're kind of getting, worn in a good way with 3 matches. I mean, you just kind of have to find that extra stamina for it. I'm glad we've been through it once.
You talked about you feel like your team's on an upswing, Coach. You went to the 5-1 a couple weeks ago. You feel like your team's getting into the rhythm of the 5-1, and anytime you change the system, it takes a little bit of time. I understand. You feel like your team's getting into the rhythm of the 5-1?
Sure, I do. I think each time we play, it gets a little bit better. The coverage system's a little different. Out of system's a little different. Morgan's not going to hit at the right antenna for us, right? So for so long, we've been in a 6-2. But this is just what the team needed, and they're working at it. They're a great group. They're focused, and they're working at it. And we just have some youth in our lineup, but oftentimes our freshman middles are doing a good job stabilizing and holding their own, and Lisa's going to them to help them be effective so that the other opponent middle doesn't forget about them. So I think they're really working hard, and they're showing improvement every week. So I like where we're going.
I asked you after the Ohio game on Saturday night what you thought it meant to the team. You said you hadn't asked them yet. Have you asked them?
I always ask them, really, to be honest with you, and I have, but they're it's hard for them to know. I mean, they don't want to. They'd like to pull it together sooner as well in some of those sets, So I think it gets down to just trusting the system. We have a great scouting report from Tanya and Mike. They're more than prepared, and I think it's a matter of trying to let go COVID things and midterms and everything, and just saying, hey, this is the best part of the day. Let's relax and play, and then the trust kicks in. When they trust each other and they're talking and they're anticipating, they're really a fine team. And I think it's just been a process since we lost so many players and a couple new starters are on the floor. But I like where we're going, and I think if they really understood it themselves, they'd share it with us and we'd fix it. By noon today, we would have had it fixed. But I think it's something we have to keep working through, and hopefully we'll just get it done at Ball State.
Mm-hmm. Well, tell us about the Cardinals and what you expect in Muncie tomorrow night.
Yeah, we hardly ever go there without a good game. And it was always extra special when Morgan's sister was a senior, but I hear she might be doing the color over there. So we have Katie Thomasak over there doing the color too, which I'm trying to get used to. But they're all good. And, once you play the game, you want to stay around it. So it's great to see those young women helping out. Ball State's a little bit younger this year. I know they lost some key seniors. They have a very athletic setter. She does a great job, Esther. Sometimes they run a 2-setter system, but she's usually the 5-1 setter if they run the 5-1. They've run more with her than 2-setters, but we're not sure what we're going to see. And the one senior that makes a big difference for them is number 14, Kia Holder. And boy, she's got over three kills per set, and they can use it the right or left antenna. They run 2 balls with her. And they run a really decent paced offense, and especially with their slide attackers, their middles run a really nice pace. And so to bring that 2 around it can be lethal. They do a great job with that. So obviously you want to serve tough and try not to keep them in system that long. But our defense and blocking is getting better, and it's just a matter of being able to answer with your block if you're going to let them, or if they're just good enough to keep passing in system to their setter. I think that we'll be able to take them out of system a good deal, and I'm sure that we try to do that to us, which is what you do to win. But I'm looking forward to the challenge of just playing defense against this team, because they run it quick and they have some really nice hitters.
Looking forward to the weekend and Eastern Michigan. Talk a little bit about the Eagles if you can, and what you're looking for in those matchups.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I haven't even thought about Eastern yet. I have thought about them actually, because they're on Twitter a lot, and I know the coach really is believing in her team, and they've had some nice wins. They have one of the hitters on their team that is really, might be a national stat. She might have 4 kills per set or close to that. Very effective. They're a team that's really tenacious on defense. Heard a little bit about them from my assistants, and they might have taken a few peeks at them. But you can just look at the stats and what they've done with other teams. And I know they beat Ball State, and they had to be very scrappy and do some great things on defense and with their block to do that. So we know it'll be another double weekend that will not be easy, and it's just a matter of figuring out that team and what their strengths are. Their coach does a great job there, and she's, I think, in her second year. I really like her, and she's got a great sense of humor, and I can see her firing up her team and getting a lot out of them.